On this edition of City Focus, see highlights of the Valdosta Youth Council's visit to the state capitol. The Arbor Division celebrates Georgia Arbor Day. We tell you about the date change to the Bird Supper and how you can get your tickets. The Utilities Department tells us how they test local waterways. And the Valdosta Fire Department gets a new equipment truck. These stories and more on this edition of City Focus. Welcome to City Focus. I'm Marcus McConico, the media coordinator for the City of Valdosta. This is the 4th episode of City Focus in 2020. City Focus is your source for what's happening in your local government. Here are the most important topics that are happening in the city. During the week of February 17th, the City of Valdosta's Engineering Department celebrated Engineering Week, which takes place each year during the week of President's Day.
It's quite a humble honor. We're very humbled and happy that the city has taken this initiative every year to honor the engineers.
Whether we notice it or not, each and every one of us is affected by the work of engineers every day.
Anything that you do, everything that you experience through the day is because of an engineer. Somebody had to take that science and apply it and make it into something that's feasible and functional that you can use every day. So that's what engineers do. Civil engineers in particular, they're the guys who are designing your bridges, designing your roads, putting your clean water into your house, cleaning up bad water before it goes out back into the ecosystem.
Mr. Chu says the city to have a city engineer with the knowledge of Pat Collins. Collins is in the top 3% of members of the American Society of Engineers.
You guys are extremely lucky to have him. I mean, if you've noticed your city streets, you've noticed how traffic is flowed, how the water is controlled. Mr. Collins' passion has been stormwater awareness and control, and I think he's worked with the county, and they've come up with a great land development program to help manage some of the challenges that we have with a lot of water down here in Georgia or in this part of the country. But his selection to become a fellow in the American Society of Civil Engineers is reserved for only 3% of the membership.
For more information on Engineers Week, contact the Engineering Department. As part of Engineers Week, the Engineering Department invited citizens to take a tour of the Traffic Management Center to learn how traffic is handled around the city.
In an effort to promote Engineering Week, we had a tour of the building to let the public know just what's going on with the traffic, the new technologies that we're bringing aboard, and the direction that we're trying to go in.
The division is constantly trying to make things easier for driving throughout the city.
It's an ongoing study with the traffic here in Valdosta. We just don't put in one traffic timing plan and think that it will work for the whole city. We have guys that's out riding every day to look at traffic, make sure they're moving through the intersections quickly and smoothly as possible. We want to make sure that the coordination that we put into the signal cabinets are working the way it should. If we run into issues where the coordination is not working properly, or we having bike up or stops where we should not be stopping, we'll have the technician and the TMC staff to go in there and look at it and rewrite a timing plan to make the traffic flow smoothly. It's all about moving traffic quickly, safely as possible.
For those that were unable to attend this tour, they always have the ability to set up their own tour of the facility.
We're open to the public at any time. If you call engineering at 229-259-3530, they can set up a tour where you can come in and we'll explain traffic to you. Any questions you have, any concerns, we invite those questions and concerns because we have a lot more citizens out there than we do staff. And you will see things that we cannot see. So if you bring it to our attention, we can address it as quickly as possible. We're currently running out in the field now.
The Valdosta Fire Department will soon put into service a new air light truck, replacing a vehicle they have had since 1996. The new truck will allow a staff member to refill air tanks in just over 40 seconds, along with other new features that will help the department.
We'll replace a 96 truck that did not have the capability of filling the bottles off of a compressor. So this truck will actually have a compressor, actually has a compressor that can fill bottles on scene. The other truck had 2 banks. So we had some limitations on as far as available air.
Staff members are excited to get the new truck on the road.
It was a tremendous asset that's been added to the department. Having to be on scene and having to wait on bottles to be filled, or big scenes if we get something downtown Valdosta, of course. We had to call in mutual aid. We had to call in the county to bring their air truck to assist with us because we just couldn't refill them fast enough. So it's going to be a tremendous asset along with the air, just along with rehab.
The new vehicle will be used on all structure fires, and Chief Boutwell is thankful for the support the department has received from elected officials.
We're just thankful for the support that we continue to get from our city officials and elected officials that allow us to make the improvements to continue the mission of customer service so that we can continue providing the service that our customers are accustomed to, as well as take care of our personnel that are providing that service.
For more information, contact the Valdosta Fire Department. The Valdosta Youth Council had a busy February. Early in the month, they had the opportunity to visit the state capitol and take a picture with the governor. Then the group took a tour of the Capitol building and learned a lesson on how to pass a bill at the state level. The group then stopped at the Apex Museum, an African American history museum in downtown Atlanta. Later in the month, during their regularly scheduled meeting, the council learned all about municipal court from Judge Bender. They learned how one mistake could follow them for the rest of their lives. After hearing from Judge Bender, several of the students proudly showed off their grades on their phones to the judge. We invite everyone to their next meeting on March 19th. On February 21st, the City of Valdosta held its annual Arbor Day celebration. This year it was held at Valdosta High School. 2020 marks the 34th consecutive year that the city has been awarded the Tree City USA Award. The Tree Commission also awarded the Preservation Award to Turner Center for the Arts for the work done to create its art park. Former Mayor John Gale was also awarded the Legacy Award for his work with the Tree Commission during his time as mayor.
In 1984, the city formed the Valdosta Tree Commission. The efforts, education, and the vision of these early leaders has led to a city being recognized for its beauty, its urban canopy, and its commitment to trees and their important place in the quality of life for our citizens of Valdosta. In 1990, to further that commitment, the city began an arborist program, which has grown from there, and Kevin Jenkins and his crew do a great job with that. We've also, over the years, have adopted the ordinances that Matthew spoke of to make sure we protect our urban canopy.
The Valdosta Youth Council had a busy February. Early in the month, they had the opportunity to visit the state capitol and take a picture with the governor. Then the group took a tour of the Capitol building and learned a lesson on how to pass a bill at the state level. The group then stopped at the Apex Museum, an African American history museum in downtown Atlanta. Later in the month, during their regularly scheduled meeting, the council learned all about municipal court from Judge Bender. They learned how one mistake could follow them for the rest of their lives. After hearing from Judge Bender, several of the students proudly showed off their grades on their phones to the judge. We invite everyone to their next meeting on March 19th.
Hi, I'm Bill Slaughter, Chairman of the Lowndes County Commission. The federal government uses census data to determine how to distribute financial aid. So each citizen that participates in the census directly contributes to their own well-being. Your participation brings money to our community. We're talking about the distribution of more than $675 billion in federal funds, grants and support to states, counties, and communities. That is based on census data. That money is spent on schools, hospitals, roads, public works, and other vital programs. Remember, completing the census is mandatory. It's a way to participate in our democracy and say, I count. Everyone counts.
Hello? No, you're kidding. No. I've told her 1,000 times not to do that. Oh, I'm so mad right now. Oh, ma'am, are you aware your stove is on? Yeah. Cooking while distracted is actually quite dangerous. Really? Just one pot? It is. In fact, you could set your whole house on fire just cooking in that single pot. I never realized that. Well, now you know. Well, I'm gonna pay attention now.
Hello, my name is Seth Brown, Executive Director for LCCY Family Connection in Valdosta and Lowndes County. I care about Valdosta, and every day I meet others who care about our community as much as I do. They often ask, what can I do to make a difference? This year the answer is easy. You can make a difference by participating in the 2020 census. That's because the census informs how billions of dollars are allocated every year to health clinics, schools, affordable housing, and hundreds of other critical services and programs that make a difference in our lives every day. It only takes a few minutes, but the impact will be felt for years. When you receive an invitation from the U.S. Census Bureau, complete the simple questionnaire online, by phone, or by mail. And the census only occurs once every 10 years, so don't miss out on your chance to make a difference. And remember, everyone counts.
Welcome back to City Focus. I'm here with Jason Brown, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the South Georgia Film Festival. First of all, what is the South Georgia Film Festival, and when is it?
Absolutely. So, the South Georgia Film Festival, this is our 4th year.
Okay.
It's a collection of panels and films and parties that we throw here in Valdosta to celebrate the art and industry of film. Mm-hmm. Film is a huge part of the Georgia economy right now, and whatever we can do to bring that to Valdosta, we want to do. So for the last 4 years, we've been bringing filmmakers as well as other professionals to come to town to show their work and to talk about how we as a community can be a part of this industry.
Yeah, and this is my, I think, 3rd year being involved with the film festival, and I'm a part of the board.
Mm-hmm. You're the president of the board.
Well, yeah, I'm the president of the board. But the city is also sponsoring a panel this year, as well as last year. This is, once again, South Georgia's trying to get in this film industry. Yeah. Atlanta's blooming. Oh, yeah. And I guess, what type of things are people going to be, I guess, what kind of films are people going to see?
Sure.
Here?
So one of the things that we're really excited about, and we expanded last year to be able to include feature films, which are more along the lines of what people see at home. And this year we have 5 great feature films, one of which is called Speed of Life, which features people that you've seen on The Handmaid's Tale and Emergence and other TV shows that are on all the time. We've got a documentary called Dusty Grooves, which is about vinyl records. We've got a couple nice vinyl record stores here in town. Cool. We have movies that people would see, you know, if not on in the theaters, then they would see on Hulu or wherever else. Yeah. So that's the thing that we're really excited about. These are films that people might run across and not think anything of it, but we're going to give them a chance to be able to see it in a communal atmosphere with other people. That is a big part of what we do, to be able to bring filmmakers to town and show them what we have to offer. The other thing that we do, like you were talking about, the city is sponsoring a panel from the folks from the city of Columbus. Columbus has a film incentive like the one that the state has, but specifically for people to come shoot their films in Columbus. Yeah. And so we have those folks coming to town to talk about what they're going to do. And we're real lucky again this year. The State Film Office is sponsoring the Georgia Production Partnership to have their regional meeting here at the South Georgia Film Festival. So if you don't know anything about film, the industry part, it allows you to be able to come and meet people who are doing this professionally, doing this because it's their craft, and learn how you can be a part of it. I think there's a lot of people that don't realize You know, it's not just paying for cameras and people in front of the camera. It's all this other stuff that actually generates an income. You know, we had the movie made not too long ago with Bruce Willis, just north of us. And there's a lot of people that benefited from that in hotels and everything else. And I think until people are able to engage with that and know how it works, they're missing out.
And the movie industry is a clean industry.
Absolutely.
They're typically when a movie comes in, they leave the place better than they came.
Absolutely. Have you been to Brunswick since they cleaned up the whole downtown for the Ben Affleck movie? Absolutely. What usually happens, and we had some folks last year from Barnesville come down and talk about how you know, the entire community was paid to not do anything while they were making their movie and allowed them to actually clean up the town and made their downtown much nicer. The film industry they aren't polluting. They tend to clean up after they're gone, and when they don't, they give you the money to clean up for it afterward. It's really beneficial to a community, so it doesn't disrupt things that are already there. We like our community, but we'd like for it to prosper.
Yeah. Now, you talked about the features. There's tons of shorts that are going to be.
Tons of shorts. Oh, absolutely.
Now, for someone who is looking for something to do the first weekend in March, what do you say to them to encourage them to come out here to the film festival?
I say 3 words: Georgia Beer Company. So we partnered with Georgia Beer Company again, and we're going to be able to shut down the street there in front of the brewery. We're going to have a big party there to celebrate that first night. And if somebody that's not really sure what they want to see, come out that first night. We'll have posters up. We'll have a lot of the filmmakers there. And on top of that, Georgia Beer Company is making a beer just for us. So you get a ticket, you come through, and they're going to hand you a beer with our logo on it, and it's specially made for us. And it's called the MacGuffin, which is a Alfred Hitchcock joke. So,
Okay. Well, how does we talked about how the city could benefit by getting involved with the film industry. Now, you're a professor here at VSU.
Yes.
How does VSU benefit from this festival?
Well, I think 2 big ways, one of which is all students, high school and college, can get in free with their IDs. They just have to come and they be a part of that. So this becomes a huge thing that our students can participate in that they don't have access to elsewhere. If they live in Atlanta, that's great. They have access to the Atlanta Film Festival if they pay for it. Here, we're able to have them be able to be a part of that and be connected to these visiting filmmakers as students here at VSU. On top of that, we want to be seen throughout the Southeast as a place where film is happening. And if other faculty are looking for a place to go and they're like, well, does this school support film? Does this school support the economy? They can see what we're doing and be able to be a part of that. Valdosta State is an engine of the economy, and we need to find new and exciting ways to be a part of that. And this is one more way that we can do that.
Okay. Well, we're all excited.
Great.
We're the first weekend in March. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, last year I had some family issues. Couldn't be here the entire weekend.
Well, you were having a family.
But this year I'm excited to be here all weekend, and we're excited for this South Georgia Film Festival first weekend in March.
We appreciate you so much, Marcus, and we appreciate all of you. Thank you.
All right. And we'll be back here on City Focus.
Hi, I'm Miranda Hollis. I'm the Program Director for Georgia Home Visiting Lowndes County. Be sure to fill out the 2020 census. Everyone counts. It's that simple. Georgia, whether you moved here yesterday or yesteryear, you count. Brand new to this world or gently used, we all count, and together we call Georgia home. And we need to make sure it's rightfully represented, because in the end, it all comes down to money. More people means more federal funds to feed children, save newborns, cure diseases, support schools, and be accurately represented in government. So we need to work together on this, Georgia, because everyone counts.
Hi, this is Mayor Scott James Matheson. The federal government uses census data to determine how to distribute financial aid. So each citizen that participates in the census directly contributes to their own well-being. Your participation brings in money to our community. We're talking about the distribution of more than $675 billion in federal funds, grants, and support to states, counties, and communities that's based on census data. The money is spent on schools, hospitals, roads, public works, and other vital programs. So remember, completing the census is mandatory. It's a way to participate in our democracy and say, I count. Everyone counts.
The 2020 Bird Supper, sponsored by Lowndes County Board of Commissioners and the City of Valdosta, has been moved to February 26th. The event remains at the Georgia Railroad Depot in Atlanta. It gives the chance of local businesses, professionals, and government personnel to travel to Atlanta to meet with state officials for dinner of quail and conversation about local issues. Tickets may be purchased for $50 each at Valdosta City Hall or the Lowndes County Judicial Administrative Complex. For more information, contact Lowndes County Public Information Officer Paige Dukes at 229-671-2400 or City of Valdosta Public Information Officer Ashlyn Johnson at 229-259-3548. Valdosta Main Street is gearing up for Food Truck Thursdays during the 2020 season.
Our first food truck event of the 2020 season is going to be on March 19th, which is just a few weeks around the corner. We're almost full of trucks. We do have a few spaces left, so the best thing for anyone who has a food truck and is licensed and has all those things that you need to have to be here is to go to our website, ValdostaMainStreet.com. There's a tab that says Get Involved. If you click on that tab, it'll give you all the links to everything that you're going to need in order to fill that out and get it to us as quickly as possible.
Each Thursday, there's a limited number of trucks that can fit into the lot, and Main Street also tries to bring a variety to give everyone a choice.
The first food truck is on March 19th. There is no deadline for trucks to sign up. We take those all year long because we always try to do different trucks every time, so we like to keep it mixed up. So we keep a variety of applications on file and kind of pull from those. We also listen to
They are also on the lookout for specialty trucks that members of the community would be interested in.
One of the things that we've gotten as far as feedback goes is people want to see more specialty trucks. I don't know that we have a lot of those around here, but it is something that people are looking for. So we had a lot of requests for vegan options. We had requests for sandwiches. We had just specialized Italian, things like that. So if anybody knows anyone or has any trucks or even is about to start a food truck business, definitely reach out and let us know.
For more information, contact Valdosta Main Street.
Fill it up. You'll leave a little bit of room for air. This is actually a 100 milliliter bottle without touching the inside of the lid. Then once you pull the sample, again, whether your lab's close or far away, you need to make sure this sample is put on ice to be able to hold and maintain the temperature till you get it to your laboratory for testing.
And this is the way that City of Valdosta employees test each and every sample throughout the city on a predetermined schedule. Precautions are taken so samples are not contaminated.
You want to make sure your bottles are sterilized. Most of the time when you pull bottles or when you order them, they come sterilized and they come where you have to open them. A lot of times there's a misconception that you just take the bottle, put your hand down in the water. That's not true. You actually need to be downstream of the bottle in your hand itself. So typically you would use gloves and have a sterilized bottle and then insert the bottle downstream. That way there's no way you can contaminate the water above it. Sampling procedures, you can find them on EPD's website, and then the testing procedures we use is in standard methods as well to test for fecal coliform and E. coli.
Each employee that completes the testing is trained and follows standard methods that is approved by the American Public Health Association, American Water Works Association, and the Water Environment Federation.
They're trained on how to pull samples. They go out, do quality control, quality assurance when they pull them. They'll do, we got our SOPs for being able to pull the samples. And then they do chain of custodies when we pull them, and then they're signed off on. That way the lab can verify that everything's correct when they deliver them to the lab.
The Utilities Department gathers and gives as much information as possible in reference to waterways in and around Valdosta.
We are testing the creeks, we are testing the river. We do testing periodically depending on the month, depending on the location. We try to provide as much information as we can, and we do a lot of sampling to be able to make sure that we can tell people that we are testing the waters and the streams around the city.
As the month of February ends and March begins, big events in Valdosta are happening nearly every weekend. Main Street has its sidewalk sale in downtown on February 22nd. The South Georgia Film Festival begins on March 6th. The Azalea Festival starts on March 14th, and Food Truck Thursday also begins in March. Find an event you would like to attend and enjoy your time in the city. This concludes another edition of City Focus. Be sure to visit our website, valdostacity.com. Like us on Facebook, Valdosta, City Without Limits. Also like our Valdosta Youth Council page. Follow us on Twitter at City of Valdosta, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Metro 17 Valdosta, to watch City Focus on demand. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on City Focus.